Me and my friends get no respect. What does Scooby do that we neglect? We be putting all our foes in check, but me and my friends get no
Hey there, true believers. Welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall, .hack GU Volume 1 Rebirth. Though I'll just be calling it .hack GU Rebirth in the LPs and in this video. It takes way too long to say .hack titles. But, as we all know, the Christmas LP, which I'm really surprised got 2 votes the way it did, because one of my friends, Draconis, very good friend, one of my best friends in person, and like pretty much ever. He's awesome. And one of the people from school, not from work, like I said in the first video, it's from school. I think his name is Angel of Loki. I think I'm probably not using your right username. You know who you are. His name is Loki. There's the Loki in his username. You know who he is. But he implied that he enjoyed the series, and he said he enjoyed the series, and he implied that he would like to see the first one, so I took that as a vote. It tied with Metal Gear Solid 4, another game that I wanted to do. So I'll be doing the entire Metal Gear saga, as we've seen already in my list. But now is not about Metal Gear. Now is about this game, .hack GU Volume 1 Rebirth. See, the title takes up a good third of the cover. It's a giant title in this game. They all have big names like that. But for this Breaking the Fourth Wall, I think I'm actually going to do the entire series of .hack, not just this particular game, because I don't know if I could accurately convey everything about this game without the context of the other games. .hack itself is actually the original series, the title .hack, was spanned 4 games: Infection, Mutation, something else in Quarantine. It was Outbreak. Outbreak and Quarantine were the 4 titles. Now each one of those had a continuing story where if you finished the first game, you got to save your clear data, then you import that data into the second game. You'd have all of your members still. You'd have all your equipment, all your money, all your levels. You'd use the same character, which was great. It was one of the, in my opinion, I think it was the first game that actually did that. Though I'm probably wrong. The first game that I know of that did that. Something else that did very uniquely was the teammate friendship system. Like, you could actually, as you'll see once I start to get further into the .hack GU, you'll see that I can start befriending my team. I already went briefly into the explanation of the little orb with the circles around it. Now, as you get closer to somebody by giving them things, by sending them email postcards, by responding positively to their emails, etc., you can raise their affection for you, which in turn is better off later on. The second game is where it really starts to pick up, because they give you the angel drive, or whatever it is, the special move with your morale gauge. That Awakening, that's what it is. It's like Divine Awakening or something. It does damage based off your highest friendship. So, higher friendship, more damage. Pays off. But in the original series, there were no awakenings, none of that stuff. That's all in the GU series. But you would have better trade deals. People would cooperate with you more if they had higher affection, and you may even get something from them at the end of the game if you did well with them. So, it was a very unique series because it, as you've already seen with GU, it takes place inside of an online game. So in essence, you're playing a person who's playing a game. And once you get past that little bit of mind effery, you can really start to enjoy the game. Now, it wasn't a very popular title by any real means outside of Japan. But they brought it over here to America. I saw it in a magazine ad. I'm like, hey, this looks interesting. I read some reviews. They liked it. I thought it was good. I'm like, hey, all right, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a shot. So I picked it up. I enjoyed it. Second one came out, bought that, etc., etc. The only problem with the original series, though, it does come to like a WTF ending, because it just kind of ends. There's not really a resolution. It's like, hey, final boss, you beat him. Get credits. Good job. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But still a very fun series, and I'm still going to let's play that too at some point. I'm going to finish the GU extension of the series first. But GU has nothing in common with the first game, so you're not missing anything backstory-wise by that. But with the original Dot Hack games, there would be an OVA disc with it, an anime movie. Basically, it was a little half an hour sort of episode thing. And the series was Dot Hack. It was Womanalty, I believe, and that was the anime that went sort of hand in hand, kind of, but not really, with the games. That told the story of a person who survived going to one of the game comas, the first person to ever actually snap out of the coma, and basically her connection to a weird sound that you'll hear a lot in like cutscenes. It's like a bong. It's a weird echoey sound. It's pretty annoying, but um, basically her story of trying it was basically all in reality. There was very little in game anything to that, but it was a very interesting series, and I may upload that to something at some point. I don't know, but it's interesting to watch if you guys can find it. The other the actual anime series that went with it, it was Dot Hack Sign. Dot Hack Sign I enjoyed for a while, but then the main character got way too whiny for me. Like it was just being overly emo every episode, so I stopped watching it. But it doesn't really have a lot to do with the storyline of the game very much. But it's just another facet to the game, and it was done almost entirely in game. There was, I think, next to none or even none real life footage in that game. It was all just in the game. It was all inside the game. It wasn't the players that were there. It wasn't about them. Um, then they created a Dot Hack GU. It was an extension series. It's nothing to do with the original series except for names and places, basically. Names, places, and basically mechanics, but that's about it. Now, Dot Hack GU only has three parts: Rebirth, Reminisce, and I can't remember. I think it's Revival is the third one. All R names. But those are the Dot Hack GU games, telling the story of Haseo, the adept rogue we've already all known to start to be kind of a dick. He's a main character. He's gonna be a dick. Though Kite in the original Dot Hack was nice. Way too nice. But I digress. But the as you may have noticed, the beginning of Dot Hack GU begins in the beginning of the story, and then cuts like out a good part of the middle, and then you're sort of toward the end, or like later on in the middle. Like you watch the first scene of Act 1, and you skip into Act 2 without really much there, which allows you to fill in the blanks. But the anime that went along with that series, there was an anime that went along with that one too. It was Dot Hack Roots. That told the story of Haseo during that entire time. The Twilight Brigade with Ovan, the whole Shino thing explains who that is. So I may put a link into the description. It's over here. I never point the right way, but I'll put a link in the description if I can find a site that has the whole series for watching, so you guys can enjoy that if you want to. Maybe I'll throw one up for Dot Hack Sign too. I don't know, probably. But Dot Hack also had an online version that never got brought to America because I don't think it was very popular in Japan. It was Fragment, Dot Hack Fragment, and that was the online version of the game. Which was made to simulate being in the game. Another level of immersion. Instead of actually playing the character, you're just the person playing the character. It's weird. But I never came over to America, unfortunately. That's the one online game I would have played. Got 2 minutes more still, and I have a lot to say. I gotta cut it down. But it's an enjoyable series. There's a lot of media around it. So if you really want to get immersed into everything that's going on in the story, and sort of know who some of the characters from the anime who we meet later on in the third GU, which won't be for a while, but you have time. You have time to watch anything and get anything like that. We get a few characters from the Twilight Brigade, the Dot Hack Roots anime characters, in GU, but I won't be using them, so don't worry about it. But it's a big series, a lot to do in it, a lot to do with it. And it's a fun game. If you've never played it, I suggest you pick it up. I've already two people I know, one person just in comments, and one of my subscribers actually have the undubbed version of this game. And the reason I don't have the dialogue in Japanese is because, well, it's a Let's Play, and I have it in English. But my time's just about up. I've talked for a good 10 minutes now, so I'll let you go. So, I'll see you guys later. Remember, .hack GU, Volume 1 Rebirth, fun game. And I will see you later. I've been Rain K, you've been a watcher, and I am out.